protesters say the blockade of a landfill in Winnipeg is not going anywhere despite a judge's orders to shut it down. The group began protesting outside the Brady Road landfill after the province of Manitoba said it would not support a search of another landfill in the area, which is suspected to contain the bodies of two Indigenous women believed to have been murdered by the same man. Meanwhile, the families of the women and the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs are renewing their calls for the Premier to fund the search. Emily Taylor has been speaking with advocates today and joins us live in the newsroom with the latest. Hey, Emily.
Yeah, good evening, Kelly. Now, a judge issued this injunction on Friday saying everyone had to clear Brady Road and let traffic pass as of today. Now, initially, protesters said that was going to happen, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Many are still on site right now. A group of Indigenous protesters set up camp along Brady Road over 10 days ago, calling the blockade Camp Morgan.
I would hope that the protesters are supported because they're not protesting, they're protesting for human rights and the dignity of the human body. Where's the humanity?
A new addition to the setup today, Manitoba's flag spray painted with the words "Heartless Heather" blowing in the wind on a makeshift flagpole. The protesters are referring to Manitoba's Premier Heather Stefanson, whose recent decision to not support the search of a nearby landfill prompted the blockade in the first place. Community members believe the remains of two Indigenous women are buried at the Prairie Green landfill, Morgan Harris and Mercedes Myron. Jeremy Skibecki has been charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. In addition to charges in the deaths of Harris and Myron, he's also accused of killing Rebecca Contis, whose partial remains were found last year at the Brady Road landfill in Winnipeg. He's also charged with the death of a 4th unidentified woman that community members call Buffalo Woman. The Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs renewed their calls again today for the province to support and fund the search.
Today, we call upon Premier Stefanson, the federal and the municipal governments to work with us and allow us the opportunity to bring closure to the families and the community.
The Premier had initially said no, citing safety concerns for searchers outlined in a feasibility report, and saying she doesn't want the findings to interfere with the judicial process when it comes to Skibecki's court case.
And what Premier Stefanson said made me very hurt and angry. How can she say no? Because I know if it was her daughter or granddaughter, she would be out there looking, no questions asked. The children need them home. My great-grandchildren, you don't know how hard it is to tell them why their mom cannot come home, to tell them where she is.
Crown Indigenous Minister Mark Miller said the federal government is in full support of the search, but can't do it alone.
So we're all Canadians, and I think we need to work together collectively to ensure that we resolve the concerns and the issues, and we begin with the search.
No matter the price tag of $84 million, no matter the so-called potential risks that can be mitigated, I think that every effort and resource should finally be put into recovering the remains of these women. And I think that will send a really strong message across the board that we are all taking this seriously and working to eradicate it.
We reached out to the government of Manitoba to see if these renewed calls for funding would change their mind. They have not yet responded to our requests.